Okay, everybody. I can't into the hour and I laugh. Okay. Okay, everybody. We've got a tough season ahead of us. To be number one again.
Oh, to be 21 again. No, thank you. I think I'll pass. I honestly can't even imagine what it would be like to be that young this day and age, with how cruel the world has become. Back then, it was a cruel world. Most definitely, I had a lot of judgment on the things that I did, but nothing compared to what it is like today, because it's so easy to do it. It's so easy when people put themselves out there on the internet, social media, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and everybody is so quick to criticize. How do we live in this world that's so full of criticism? Or what they like to say is constructive criticism. Let me give you a little constructive criticism. What is that? All that does is weaken the blow to the actual insult that they're giving you. Yeah, can I just help with a little constructive criticism? And what inspired this video a little bit too also was that I had produced a video on YouTube, and I had mentioned that there was something I didn't want to do. I was more of a creative. And then right away he criticized me saying, oh, there we go with back padding. You know what? So what? We can't do that. We're not allowed to feel good about what we do. And then another comment was that I'm a narcissist and I have a nervous laugh. So that comment, and there was quite a few comments actually, dried up womb. Now, there's a good one. Yeah, I have a dried up womb because I'm older. Great, nice. The comments do make me laugh. That is not a nervous laugh. Okay? It's okay to laugh, people. It seriously is okay to laugh. Don't criticize somebody for laughing. Jeez. My laugh has always been my laugh. As a matter of fact, when I worked in radio back in Grand Rapids, Michigan, I was on a morning show and I was actually paid to laugh. Okay? I got paid a yearly salary to laugh at the morning show host, his jokes. They weren't that funny, but I still managed to laugh. It's a true story. Just being mean. That's all it is. It's just being mean for no reason whatsoever. And this is why I say I'm glad I'm not young anymore. Because as much as I put myself out in that world and put on a strong front that I was okay with all that, I wasn't okay with all that, because it does hurt. It hurts deep when there's something so much that you love in life and somebody's telling you you're not good enough, you're not ever going to make it in this world doing that, you need to go back to working in a factory or whatever. It's cruel. And the minute I talk positive about me, I get criticized for it, because we're not allowed to do that. We can't talk good about ourselves because now we're a narcissist. Labels. We live in a world of labels. Labels. I have this, you're this, you're that. It's like, just stop it. And I know for a fact, I'm telling you, there's no way I would be okay with it that young, this day and age. I met Deannie years ago. Immediately, Deannie and I had a connection. She is just everything I was at that age. She was in entertainment, she was a vocalist, she did karaoke, she was a DJ. She was very spontaneous, very outgoing, very much an extrovert, which I loved about her, and outspoken. Very outspoken and smart. Oh my gosh, this girl was so smart. If I ever had children, she would have been my child. That's how I felt about Deannie. And I knew that she struggled, and that because Deannie put herself out there and wanted to be seen and wanted to be validated for her gifts and her talents. I mean, this girl could do makeup. Oh my goodness. I mean, just look at some of these images. She was so amazing with makeup. She's funny, just such a great character. And she just took a lot of online abuse. And she always put it out there that it didn't bother her and that she was better than that and she was the phoenix and she would rise from it all. Deani was a real, true, genuine human being. And she spoke truth and she lived truth, and a lot of people had a hard time with it because she was very forthright. And if something wasn't right, she would say it. She would remove herself from negative energy. She would remove herself from bad relationships. And she, I think deep down, I think our greatest desire always is to be loved and to be loved for who we are unconditionally, which is pretty much non-existent these days. People don't know how to do that. They don't know how to allow somebody to be who they are and to love them for who they are. They set conditions on the relationship. It just really amazes me that people choose, instead of being kind to one another, they choose to be mean and cruel. So I'm talking about Deani, and because Deani truly could have been, and you can hear me say could have been, and I'm talking in past tense, because Deani decided to end her life. Deani, at 34 years old, decided to put a gun to her chest and take herself off this planet. When I first found out about this, I didn't want to believe it, but I also understood it. And because I've been there. For me, I was 28 years old when I swallowed a bottle of pills and I wanted to die. I was just done. And that had to do with relationships. I'd gone through a bad divorce and I was heartbroken one night and I was drinking heavily. And I literally went back to my apartment and swallowed a bottle of Xanax and called 911. And that's the sign right there, is I called 911 because I really didn't want to die. I wanted somebody to help me. And I actually called a friend of mine and I said, I'm gonna kill myself, I'm taking myself out. And she said, you know what, just do it. And she literally said for me to just do it. It's like, okay. And I did. I swallowed the pills, but of course I really didn't think. It was an attention thing. I wanted attention. I got attention. Man, I just wanted somebody to love me. I was working mornings in radio. I was making good money. And I've always really, my work has always done really well. I've always been quite successful in pursuing my dreams, and it wasn't that was always my depressant. It was more relationships and men, obviously, and just really shitty men. Florida was my second attempt for suicide, and I didn't want to say that word, and the reason I didn't want to say it is because it seems to me that this word, the S word, is very taboo, and nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. When Deani took herself out, the word was never mentioned. It was never mentioned. And I thought that was just ridiculous. We need to talk about these are things that we really need to talk about. So anyway, I'm in Florida, and now I'm 29 years old, and I'm pursuing my career in film and on-camera talent and doing movies and commercials. And I work for a talent agency, and I'll never forget the guy that ran the talent agency. Now, he never liked me. I don't know why. I mean, I think I'm kind of likable, but he didn't like me. And he wouldn't cast me on anything. And I was getting a little aggravated because I wanted to get casted on something. And I finally begged him to cast me on this commercial for the armed forces. And I had to play a bar whore. And the only reason he let me go audition for it was he said, oh yeah, you'll be perfect for this. You'll make a great bar whore. I was like, oh yeah, okay, you watch, I'll get the part. And I did. I got the part. Florida took a toll on me mentally, personally. It was just the worst state I ever. And being that young and so really naive to it all was like, who you know, who you blow type thing. And I'm sorry, but Shelley wasn't going to be blowing on anybody to get where I needed to go. I wanted to really, really get the work because I was good at the work and I wanted to do the work. I didn't want to sleep my way to the top, which is exactly what I could have done, and it'd be a whole different outcome for me right now in life, I'm sure. And I'm seriously beyond depressed. I mean, I'm drinking all the time, every day. I'm super in debt at this point. I'm working for an on-hold company doing on-hold messages. for, you call somebody, hi, this is, an on-hold message. And the guy there hated me too. He hated my voice. He said, you sound too Midwestern. You're saying get instead of get, or get instead of get. And just so much criticism and just so much depression. So one night I go out to the bar and I get smashed. And it's a rave, an overnight thing, and we're all doing drugs and partying. And I say we all. See, now I did this alone because that's what I do, because I had nobody. And I got so depressed because not one guy hit on me, not one guy liked me, not one guy wanted me. So I literally started walking to the beach. And my goal, and I'm drunk and on coke, and I'm gonna walk all the way to the beach, and I'm gonna walk in the water, I'm gonna kill myself and drown in the ocean. And the good thing, my buddy Eddie was visiting, and I literally I ended up, couldn't even make it I made it all the way to the water, but I passed out in the sand. And he found me the next morning, passed out in the sand, and it was pathetic. It was seriously pathetic. Deani was that energy where she had her platforms with YouTube and TikTok and all that, and just really fun, creative stuff, and the criticisms and the knockdowns. But was it that? I mean, that led to it. I think she was a roller coaster with emotions. I think she had a lot of darkness within her. And she put out in front to the world, this is me, the Phoenix. But deep down inside, all she wanted to do was to be loved. So I've asked myself with Deani, and I cried, absolutely did cry, because it just broke my heart to think, we think we can change people, and we cannot change people. We cannot change people. Only within ourselves can we make that change. And for me, I suppose, I never wanted to take myself out. I just wanted somebody to love me. I just wanted somebody to see me. I would just love to tell her to just wait, because none of that will matter at all to her when she gets to a certain age in life. And yeah, I mean, why does the world have to be so cruel? Why? Is that just the way people are? And you can't change it. I can't change anybody, and I learned that a long time ago. I have to figure it out within myself what I want to do. And with Deani, I don't know what her breaking point was. She was alone and drinking. So we're going to talk about drinking just for a minute. Alcohol, booze. Every attempt I've made in my past, alcohol was involved. Every time I've been down and depressed, alcohol's involved. Every time I've done anything really stupid, alcohol has been involved. I no longer drink, been sober for 3 years now. And seriously, the best thing I've ever done in my life is poison. And I know for a fact, Deani, she never would have done it. I know she never would have done it if she wasn't drinking. And she had tried to quit drinking for a while, and that is our fallback for people. They don't think they have a problem with it, but if you're using alcohol as an escape, then it is a problem. When you read her note that she left, this is not her. This would not have been the last thing she said. And it scribbles, and you know she is just probably close to blackout drunk. And she leaves this note, and she just does it. And she ends it like that. Deani was such a beautiful, beautiful soul. And it's sad that she really felt like she wasn't going to make any difference in this world, or that she was worthless or useless, and that she just felt that was the only thing left to do. I miss her. I miss her. I think about her all the time. I wanted to end really with the alcohol. My own personal experience was that would have been my way off this planet as well, and it almost was. And I didn't think there was any problem. It just took a lot of years for that to catch up with me and put me in ICU for 8 days and almost killed me. Alcohol is poison, and if you're already depressed and having a hard time getting through life, it certainly is not going to do you any favors. I read a book a long time ago when I got out of a really bad relationship. And at that point, I was so done with men. I was like, I'm so done. Don Miguel Ruiz is the author of The Four Agreements. In this book, it really did shift me a lot. And one of the biggest points in it were the 4 agreements. One of them was, don't take anything personal. And that's really bottom line, because it isn't personal. When you are attacked, when someone else goes after and says mean things to you, they have their own thing going on, their own insecurities, their own things they need to work on. It has nothing to do with you because they don't know you. They're attacking because it has nothing to do with you. That's all I'm going to say. Don't take it personal. Be you, no matter what. Be silly, be stupid, be whatever you want to be. Just be you. Follow your dreams, follow your passions. Let the haters hate. Let the trolls troll. Don't let them creep into you. Don't let them bring you down. Who are these people? Who are the haters? Who are the mean people? These are people that they're sad human beings that have nothing better to do with their life but to troll on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and cut you to shit. Don't let it affect you. And I know I can sit here at my age and say that when you're young, but you have to live your life and you have to do you, be you, no matter what. And you know what? The world is cruel. Absolutely is cruel. It's been cruel for as long as I've been on this planet. But there's good too, and it's finding that. And you can be the good in this world. Some good coffee. Life is short, trust me. It is short. I sit here and I go, how did I get here? I'm a talker, I can go on forever. Mike, shut the camera off. I'm done. I miss you, Deani. I love you, Deani.
Life is filled with many, many moments, many special moments. Fill